We'll stand for an invocation and pledge of allegiance. If we can bow in an attitude of prayer. Gracious Heavenly Father, we come this morning with open minds and warm hearts. Lord, direct us, guide us, use us to serve the citizens of Washington County. Lord, as we think of this week as Holy Week and the many Christian activities and church services, we just lift each and every one of them and to your care, to your guidance, your direction. Lord, have mercy upon us today. Lead, guide, and direct us, I pray in thy name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
With that, we'll move right into approval of the minutes for March 17th, 2026.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval as submitted. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, 4-0. Moving right into commissioners' reports and comments. Commissioner Wagner, you want to go first?
Good morning. No comments. I just wish everybody has a wonderful Easter and Easter week, and we'll see you in a week or two.
Okay. Commissioner Leatherman?
Thank you, John. Just two items this morning. Thursday, March 26th, my wife and I were able to celebrate with the Boys and Girls Club of Washington County. 85 years they've been serving boys and girls in Washington County. They promote academic success, good character, citizenship, and healthy lifestyles. What a great organization they are. So we certainly wish them best wishes for continued success. And the second item I have this morning, spring is upon us, and our farmers are plowing, planting, fertilizing, and they're on our county roads with large pieces of equipment. Please, please show them consideration. That's all that I've got, John.
Okay. They do have the right of way.
They do.
Commissioner Klein?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I also attended the Boys and Girls event recognizing some of the outstanding students enrolled at Boys and Girls Club. I also attended the Vietnam Veterans Ceremony Sunday, every March 29th is Vietnam Veterans Day. And thanks to Jim Klein and all the veterans who helped continue to make that program a success. And the Marine Corps League Honor Guard was also there. So thanks to all. I also attended a seminar meeting down at the Potomac, Public Safety Training Center, Community Fire Education Inspection meeting hosted by Greg Cartrett, Director of our Permits and Inspection. It was probably 60, 70 people there, all kinds of different contractors getting an update from Greg. And I also attended the Washington County Career Expo at Hagerstown Community College last week, and a special note to different departments of our staff that were there promoting county government employment. And I guess it was Friday evening, Zach Nolan, Eagle Scout Court of Honor ceremony was held at Hathorne Lutheran Church. Zach had came in and interviewed me for one of his citizenship badges, a fine young man. It's always a good day when you go to an Eagle Scout Court of Honor ceremony, seeing our youth rising to leadership roles. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Klein. Last Wednesday, I attended the final legislative meeting for Maryland Association of Counties in Annapolis. Is wrapping up the past 3 months of going over many of the major bills that were submitted in Annapolis and weighing in, making legislative comments, some for, some against, some with amendments, and a lot of interactivity with representation from across all 24 jurisdictions, the 23 counties and the city of Baltimore. So wraps up pretty much every Wednesday in Annapolis for me, and it was a typical busy year serving as your representative on the MACO board. With that, if we haven't missed anything, we'll move right into staff comments, and Administrator Gordon, you're up.
Okay. I have one revision to the agenda. Item number 5 will need to be moved to a later date. With that said, I did want to make a quick statement about the Intergovernmental Cooperative Purchase, INTG 26-0228, which is personal protective equipment for the Sheriff's Office. The Civil Disturbance Unit has been around for at least 25 years, and the proposed purchase is a replacement of outdated and worn-out equipment. The equipment is needed for officer and public safety. This unit was most recently dispatched to assist with the Baltimore riots in 2015. So this is not a new unit and is something that's been around for a very long time. I did attend the Maryland Theater Board meeting. I also had a meeting last week with officials from the Maryland Department of Transportation. The meeting was set up so that we could establish a relationship with the new secretary, Katie Thompson. She's the acting secretary of the Maryland Department of Transportation. At that meeting, we discussed Washington County's transportation priorities for the airport, which included the new air traffic control tower request, as well as the fuel farm request, improvements to Interstate 81, which includes widening from 4 lanes to 6 lanes, our transit priorities, restoration of highway user revenue funding, as well as Chapter 30 project prioritization formula. I'd like to read a statement. I want to recap the information related to the federal government's purchase of a warehouse on Wright Road in Williamsport, Maryland. Washington County government was not involved in the site selection process and was not consulted by the federal government or the private entity involved in the sales transaction of this existing structure. This is now a property owned by the federal government. As such, Washington County government has no jurisdiction, and we are not the governing body that will be overseeing this project. Many of the suggestions being made by non-county residents and some county residents are asking the county to make potentially adverse actions on a property owner. Any action taken by Washington County would require a legal opinion and interpretation of the potential liability for all parties involved, both for the county and personally for individuals taking potentially adverse actions against another organization. Additionally, a legal opinion and interpretation would be needed regarding the hierarchy and interactions between local, state, and federal government authority and jurisdiction, all of which we are not able to comment on. On March 18, 2026, officials from the Board of County Commissioners announced additional details related to the initial meeting held with officials from the Department of Homeland Security on March 16, 2026. A quorum of commissioners was not present. That meeting marked a significant step towards enhancing knowledge sharing and opened the lines of communication regarding the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Facility in Washington County, Maryland. This first meeting brought together key subject matter experts, county, and DHS leadership. During the meeting, Washington County officials addressed a variety of topics, including aspects regarding community concerns and concerns regarding the impact on local resources. First topic was a payment in lieu of taxes. On the evening of March 16, 2026, Commission President Barr made statements to a news media outlet that discussions included the county's request for a pilot. DHS officials agreed that the federal government would make the county's tax revenue whole. No further information is available regarding this topic until contract negotiations take place between the county's attorney and DHS's attorney. Infrastructure. Discussions related to all correspondence from the county to DHS or the Trump administration addressed routine infrastructure needs related to federally funded transportation issues on I-81 and at the county's airport. All requests were made in the same manner as is done annually to the FAA, the Federal Transportation Administration, and MDOT officials. Project scope. The DHS officials indicated that the new facility will be a processing facility and that the new facility is not a detention center. The new facility was described as a booking facility where detainees would be brought for intake processing and could open up 1,125 jobs. Detainees would stay at the facility for an average of 3 to 7 days, after which they would be transferred to a detention center out of state for long-term needs. DHS anticipates that about 500 beds would be in use on any given day. However, the facility would be sized for 1,500 beds, so utilization could be higher at times, although this is unlikely to occur. Humane treatment of detainees. County officials expressed their concern for the humane treatment of detainees. DHS officials expressed their desire to dispel negative comments with regard to humane treatment of detainees at their facilities. DHS facilities have the highest detention standards in the country for housing, medical, and other needs. The facility will have a full complement of on-site medical staffing and will provide ancillary services. The facilities will be audited on a regular basis, both monthly and annually, for various standards by an independent third party who reviews the services provided. Performance-based national detention standards that are being monitored include nutritional and hygienic standards for food storage and meal preparation, medical care and screenings, recreation and religious freedom, confidential access to legal counseling and family members, safety and sanitation of living conditions, as well as grievance mechanisms. For water and wastewater, DHS indicated that they have contracted with KVG LLC to renovate the facility here in Washington County, Maryland. KVG is now responsible for all engineering and construction work related to the project, including assessment of water and wastewater capacity and infrastructure needs. Once the engineering evaluation is completed, KVG will be in contact with the City of Hagerstown for water service needs and Washington County for wastewater service needs. If the engineering evaluation determines that additional capacity is needed for facility operations, DHS officials indicated that the federal government will pay any fees required for additional water or wastewater capacity. And DHS officials indicated that the federal government will pay for any required infrastructure improvements needed to the Wright Road sewage pump station. If additional water and wastewater capacity is needed, KVG is also responsible for providing a temporary solution for meeting the facility's water and wastewater needs until infrastructure improvements are made. As far as impact on local resources, the facility will have a full complement of medical staff, including doctors and nurses, to provide around-the-clock, 24/7 care for detainees. DHS officials indicated that the facility will handle medical needs in-house or through a private contractor so as not to overburden our local resources. Additionally, security for the facility will be provided by the Federal Protective Service. Officials from DHS welcomed the open dialogue between our agencies and expressed a desire to maintain ongoing communication and collaboration. Future meetings have not been scheduled at this time, and the Board of County Commissioners is committed to ensuring that residents have all available information as it becomes available to us. On March the 19th, 2026, a letter addressed to the Historic District Commission and the Washington County Planning and Zoning Department was received from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. This letter provided additional information related to the project, and a link to this document was posted on the county's social media pages. Elements of site improvements mentioned in the letter include, but are not limited to, installing, upgrading, or rehabilitating existing parking areas, fencing, site lighting, landscaping, utilities, drainage or stormwater, recreation areas, and security cameras. Additionally, a prefabricated guard shack will be installed, and no site improvements are expected to be taller than the existing structure or expand beyond the current site boundaries. Modifications to the exterior and interior of the existing warehouse facility may include, but are not limited to, painting or sealing of the exterior of the structure, installing, removing, or modifying bays, i.e. truck bays, window bays, or doors, repairing or replacing the existing roof or cladding materials, adding security equipment, adding exterior personnel guest access controls, construction of holding or processing spaces, office space, public-facing visitor spaces, and installation of amenities such as cafeterias, bathrooms, and healthcare spaces. This letter went on to state that the proposed undertaking may include ground disturbances for water line, sanitary sewer, and utility improvements, fiber optic and telecommunication cabling, installation of new freestanding light poles, installation of a new generator, pier installation for recreational area awnings and basketball hoops, perimeter security fence installation, and installation of a prefabricated guard shack. All disturbed areas would be backfilled and restored to pre-construction conditions. Similar to the letter received in January 2026, the letter was sent under federal law that requires DHS to inform the local government of its determination on whether the project impacts historic properties. In the letter, DHS communicated that the undertaking results in a finding of no historic properties affected. The federal law in question does not give the county any opportunity to overrule that determination. Questions and written correspondence for this undertaking may be submitted to ICE environmental staff via email at icesustainability@ice.dhs.gov. That email is also included on our press release from that date. Generally, the federal government does not need to respect local zoning regulations that conflict with federal mandates, often referred to as the Supremacy Clause. As such, the federal government entities historically have not sought zoning approval from Washington County government for projects and has not done so with respect to the property at 16220 Wright Road. It is Washington County's position that decisions about land use are best made locally. However, the legal reality when property is owned by the federal government is clear. Washington County is not able to legally restrict the federal government's ability to proceed. The letter indicates that ICE will be reaching out in the near future to schedule a consulting meeting. KVG has not been in contact with the county regarding their engineering study. On March the 23rd, 2026, Congresswoman April McClain Delaney scheduled a stakeholder meeting that was not open to the public and attendance was by invitation only. The Board of County Commissioners were not invited to this roundtable discussion of community leaders, and as such, they were not in attendance. I want to again state that additional meetings have not been scheduled with DHS or KVG at this time. Since this is a federal government project, comments may be sent to Congresswoman April McClain Delaney, Senator Angela Alsobrooks, or Senator Chris Van Hollen. At this time, no additional information is available regarding this project. The last item that I have, if I could ask Kelsey Mace to come up to the stand here. Washington County is proud to announce that Kelsey Mace, the Chief Financial Officer for Washington County, has successfully completed the Certified Public Finance Officer Program, the CPFO. The CPFO program is taught and administered by the Government Finance Officers Association and takes years to complete. GFOA's Certified Public Finance Officers Program is designed to prepare individuals for leadership positions in state and local governments by enhancing fundamental skills and increasing knowledge of best practices and standards in public finance. Individuals who complete this lengthy and in-depth program will be required to participate in decision-making efforts related to their government and community, and to lead projects and professionals in a substantive and significant manner. The CPFO program supports the core beliefs of GFOA, including ethics, leadership, and competencies in various finance matters. This program recognizes members who have made the commitment to obtain necessary knowledge and skills and to remain current with industry best practices. The program encourages ongoing participation in and knowledge of GFOA's resources, including best practices, publications, training, conferences, member networking groups, and partnerships with other organizations to prepare members to better serve their governments and communities. The CPFO program is a rigorous, nationally recognized program designed to develop the highest standards of competency in government finance. Participants must complete a comprehensive curriculum covering governmental accounting, auditing, budgeting, financial reporting, and other critical areas. Earning the CPFO credential demonstrates a commitment to excellence in public service and financial management. This certification adds to Kelsey's already impressive credentials and embodies her dedication to her ongoing commitment to county finances. Please join me in congratulating and recognizing Kelsey Mace on her recent achievement. Congratulations, Kelsey.
Thank you.
Speech? I just want to say congratulations, and this is an incredible feat. It takes years to acquire these certificates and certifications, and you've stuck with it, and we're very proud of you.
And we have a certificate of
We
recognition.
do have a certificate, and normally one of us does it independently, but because this is such a special occasion, I think all four of us need to come forward. Please. On behalf of the commissioners and the county administrator, I'd like to present this certificate of recognition. It's being presented to Kelsey Mace. The Board of County Commissioners of Washington County would like to recognize Kelsey Mace for her recent completion of the Certified Public Finance Officers Program with the Government Finance Officers Association. This accomplishment reflects advanced competence, professionalism, and commitment to excellence in public financial leadership. We thank you for your service and dedication to the citizens of Washington County. Congratulations, Kelsey. Presented this 31st day of March, 2026. Want to do another one up front?
And she's got her family here.
Yeah, oh, family here. That was good. I'll let you and your husband. Want to do it for the flag?
Oh, I don't care, wherever you want to go.
You want to do one of this? Yeah. Like we normally do. Yep. Okay. Next item is under tab 1, which is FY27 water quality budget.
Morning, Commissioners. Dave Mason, Interim Director of Environmental Management.
Kelsey Mace, CFO.
We're here today to present to you the proposed FY27 budget for environmental management. This budget includes utility administration, water and sewer operations, and pretreatment operations. Most of the increases are, the proposed increases are based on the proposed step COLA potential salary scale adjustment, new personnel requests, and chemical and general operating costs. You can see in the ARF that increases range from 4.34% for the sewer fund. Utility fund is 6.68%. With water fund, 5.25% increase over last year. There are no new proposed rate increases. The rate increases were approved as part of the FY25 budget, and those include a 5% for water and 3.5% for sewer for the average residential customer. I'll entertain any questions at this point.
Repeat that again, please.
The percentages,
Yes.
5% for water, 3.5% for sewer.
The average bill, how much is that per quarter?
For sewer, the average is about $7.50, depending
3
on the
months.
tier. Yeah, for a quarter.
Quarter.
For water, that equates to about $4.67 per quarter.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, thank you. Next item under tab 2 is the FY27 solid waste budget.
Morning, Commissioners. Dave Mason, Interim Director of Environmental Management. Today's proposed solid waste budget includes a 2.68% increase over the FY26 budget, which is about $291,000. Again, this proposed increase is based on the proposed step, COLA, and potential salary scale adjustment. We are not proposing any increase in rates of the permits or tipping fees this year. We did that last year, and we actually had a couple of contracts go out for bid that did really well. We saved probably about $300,000 in new contracts this year, which really helped out. Contribution from general fund was at $394,010 last year, and it's staying the same this year. Any questions?
I just have a comment. Dave, I've got to tell you, all my interactions at the landfill, your personnel out there, they're exceptional. They're good people. Every time I'm there, I'm treated professionally, politely. You've got a good group of people working there, so thank you. Thank you very much.
I tell them that all the time. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll
Pass it
your
on,
regards.
please. Yeah.
Other comments? Thank you, Dave.
All right, thank you.
Next item under tab 3 is presentation of the 2027 to 2036 capital budget, draft 2, and water quality budget adjustment.
Kelsey Mace, CFO.
Good morning, Zane Garrett, Deputy Director, Budget and Finance. Kelsey has given me the privilege to kind of share again this morning some of the changes that we made to draft 2 of the capital budget. So we'll kind of just review some of the items that I've outlined in the ARF, and then I'll open it up for questions if there's about the changes or anything in the capital budget. And then from there, we have a budget adjustment that will need a vote today also. So draft 1 of the capital improvement budget was presented on February 24th, 2026. Additional changes have been made as new information becomes available, and a thorough review of the plan is continually conducted. As a result, the FY27 budget was reduced by about $0.4 million, and the 10-year plan was reduced by $21.3 million. Some of the changes made include the following. Airport projects were deferred to support more urgent operating costs. Public safety funding was reduced in FY27 due to a state grant that is no longer expected. Additionally, due to the allocation of $9.2 million that was approved by the board on March 17th, 2026 to the Public Safety Training Center, the out years of the plan were reduced by $7.5 million for the training center, which results in a net increase of local funding of $1.7 million. I just wanted to pause and stress that with your all's vote a couple weeks ago for that, we're not removing funding, it was just moved up in the plan. So while it looks like a reduction in the capital plan, there's still a net increase. Road improvements, pavement maintenance funding was reduced in the out years of the plan based on current affordability assumptions, and state grant funding was adjusted where applicable. Transit local funding increased by $24,000 due to expected bus cost using capital reserves, and various funding sources were swapped within water quality, and the sewer vehicle and equipment project was reduced by $50,000. There have been no changes in the amount of general fund contribution for any of the 10 years included in the plan, and bond funding was reduced by $22 million over the 10 years due to reductions in the pavement maintenance and the tactical village project that we just talked about. Are there any questions about these changes or anything else in the plan at this time?
Are you finished? Or
Yeah.
On February 24th, in that draft budget, I recall there was $546 million for capital projects in the future. Is that correct? Is there a list of what those projects are, which led to that determination of how much? At 546 total. I'd like to see the list. The list
Yeah,
is in there, not
which, you said the 546, what's the number that you're referencing?
$546 million, I remember.
The increase in the 10-year plan from last year,
Well,
or?
excuse my ineffectiveness, but that's why I'm asking these questions, because to get clarity on that.
Yeah, we can talk through some of the changes by each category. Would that be helpful for you?
Well, just so you give me an idea which projects that money's dedicated to.
Okay.
And then,
So as part of your agenda packet, there is the capital improvement 10-year detail plan that has each category and the projects within that category.
the list of the projects
The list of
are
the
in there.
projects.
Okay.
And then the overall funding total is on the last page of that.
The reason why I ask, most of the public won't see or bother to look, so to
Right,
disclose it, right?
Yeah, so this is part of the public agenda packet, is that 10-year
Okay,
detail
but
listing
some
out those
won't see
projects.
it. And the other question I have, we have to borrow money to do this, right? The
Yes.
546. Well, 2 years ago, we asked the delegation to increase our, every 5 years, that's part of the balance and check commissioner form of government. Most people don't know that. We go every 5 years in front of the delegation to ask to increase our borrowing. We had asked to increase it 100, and they dropped it to 50 million. With these next 4 or 5 years, and outgoing to 546 million, do we need their approval to be able to borrow that amount of money?
So, I mean, I can take it.
Let's see.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, so the way our bond authorization works, it's kind of split up into two categories. So any improvements and bond issues related to water and sewer infrastructure are a separate bond limitation as opposed to all other general bonds that are issued. So that limitation is limited to 10% of the assessed value of all real taxable property in Washington County. Right, so right now, under that assumption, hypothetically, we could issue another $1 billion right now today for water and sewer infrastructure and not need the Maryland General Assembly's approval to do that.
Now, would that be tax-supported bonds? Because one of the issues we get when we raise some of these bonds and stuff, they're taxed out of the general fund. That means somebody in Sharpsburg or out on a well, their tax dollars would be supporting these tax-supported bonds, general fund bonds, and that's not fair to them.
So
how do you
currently-
differentiate that?
Currently, the bonds for water and sewer projects that we issue under the Water and Sewer Act are currently supported by water and sewer revenue. If we ever got to a point where that revenue could not support that debt service, then we would need to draw from tax
Yeah,
dollars.
because I'm looking at all the increases of borrowing for all the
Yes.
major, and I'm not saying we don't have projects we shouldn't fund. I just want the public and us to know to be sure where it's coming from and the responsibility we have to fund these resources in the future, but the process leading up to that should be better known.
Right, it's going to take a lot of planning and analysis leading up to
And
it.
for my convenience, would you just send me that list of those projects that led up to the 546 that's listed in here?
Sure.
Just in a simpler form? Okay. Now, I guess one of the things I'm asking, we have stuff with the water capacity in Washington County at 85%. Are some of these projects related to building a new water treatment, was a new well, new, as I mentioned on 103.7, working with Greencastle. Are they some of the projects that's would add up to that borrowing amount to do that?
Yes, so that, what you're referring to is what we're encompassing in the Water Infrastructure Development Project, which is that $546 million that you mentioned. And in that, we have built out, exploring the possibility of setting up wells and a smaller treatment plant for those, and also exploring the ability, or the possibility of a larger treatment plant and a larger water system.
Now, I'm not diminishing doing that because we have a responsibility to look out for the next 50 years. And we, from what last I heard, we're at 85% maximum per day. So it behoove us to take that responsibility. I just want to make sure that people know there's going to be a cost to do that, but we're working on it. We're not ignoring.
Right.
Okay?
Yes. It will be a big cost.
Okay, and those bonds, they're issued under the premise that we can afford to pay them back.
Correct.
And what's that mean with rates?
That's a good discussion. I mean, with $546 million over the 10-year plan, I mean, that's a significant cost, and
Well, bonds aren't issued unless you can guarantee you're going to adjust the rates. Isn't that part of the agreement on a bond? And they issue that you are able to pay it back, and that comes from increasing rates, or is that general fund? Because that gets back to my question. If you use general fund dollars, then people who aren't using that service are paying for other people, and that's,
The $546 million is also in the out years, meaning that we don't have an engineering study done yet to tell us exactly what we need and how much that will cost. This is a high estimate. It's a
well, I
very
hope it's
conservative high
It comes
estimate.
in lower.
Correct.
The other thing, I remember in past years as a commissioners, when we were borrowing money, even back to Commissioner Baker's day, when he was president, we had something called a debt affordability study. Are we taking steps to do a debt affordability study
Yes.
to make sure that we can afford these bonds? Because I'm sure the bonding agencies would want that done or done it themselves to review before their issuance. Is that
Yes.
correct?
We have, and that'll be continually updated and explored as we move closer to those out years.
Good.
And that current information is in tab 5. There's 2 pages, one that provides an analysis based on kind of what we've been doing historically, and then one that also includes some of the major projects that we have in the plan, such as a courthouse and, the water infrastructure development.
Yeah, so for people watching and they have access, they can go to tab 5.
That information is not in the agenda packet, but, we could make some of that information public.
Yeah,
if-
I would suggest, since we brought it up, it's.
The debt affordability analysis is included in the original presentation as one of the slides, so
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Repeat that or send it to me, and we make sure people know we're doing
Right.
our diligence.
Yep.
That's my goal on that.
Yes, this isn't something that we're taking lightly in the planning.
And I also want the public to understand that this draft budget, we are actually only approving one fiscal year.
Correct.
The 9 out years are just a projection or an estimate of what could happen.
what we do every
We are
year.
only approving 1 year.
That's our standard
Correct.
process in the
Yep.
budget, 1 year.
Yep, and the current year FY '27 budget totals $103.6 million.
That's okay. Any other questions or concerns?
Okay, so then the second part of what we're asking for today, we do have a budget adjustment for a water quality project. It was for water quality security improvements. How it was previously budgeted, it was put in the utility administration budget, but looking at how there are specific improvements for water and specific improvements for sewer, we would like to take that project and split it up between the water fund and the sewer fund. So what this budget adjustment does is just reallocates the current budget to the water fund and replaces the utility admin funds that are in it. And then in the '27 plan, we've created a new project for the sewer-specific projects.
So you want a motion to approve the budget adjustment for water quality security improvements? Is that what you're looking for?
Yes.
Yes.
I'd motion to approve.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second.
Leatherman?
Ready to vote? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. 4-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. Next item under tab 4, contract award 1797, floor replacement at the Day Reporting Center.
Morning, Brandy Kentner, Director of Procurement. Washington County Sheriff.
The first recommendation I have for you this morning is the contract award, PUR 1797. Move to award the contract for the floor replacement at the Day Reporting Center to Hagerstown Floors out of Hagerstown, Maryland, for the responsive responsible bid with the lowest proposal of $88,914. The existing floor is a 2-foot by 2-foot carpet tile system. The carpet is currently installed over the original lift-out computer flooring. Both the carpet and the under laminate tiles were installed about 8 to 10 years ago as part of the original construction. Those tiles are now delaminating and must be removed by the contractor. The finished floor covering will be a commercial-grade vinyl with a 20 mil wear layer. On February 11, 2026, the invitation to bid was posted on the county's new online bidding site and the eMaryland Marketplace bidding site. 10 companies accessed the document, and we did receive 7 bids. Funding is available in the operating budget for this purchase.
Questions, motion?
Motion to award.
A motion and second to award as submitted. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you
sir.
very much, Commissioners.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 6, under tab 6 is the contract renewal, requested increase, PUR 1740, leachate hauling from county landfill.
Randy Kentner, Director of Procurement.
Dave Mason, Interim Director of Environmental Management.
The last recommendation is the contract renewal, requested increase for PUR 1740. Move to authorize the price increase of 5% to the existing rates as requested by AC&T out of Hagerstown, Maryland, in its letter dated March 12, 2026, for the hauling of leachate from county landfills. The contract was originally awarded by the board on June 3, 2025, based on the responsive responsible bid with the lowest total lump sum of $438,400. This contract was for a period of 1 year, which commenced July 1, 2025, ending June 30, 2026, with the option for the county to renew up to 2 consecutive 1-year periods. This will be the second 1-year renewal. The scope of services to be provided under this contract includes loading, hauling, delivering, and unloading of leachate to Valacor located at the Department of Water Quality's Conococheague Wastewater Treatment Plant. The leachate is transported from Rush Road, Rubble Landfill, Old City County Landfill, and 40 West Landfill. The county guarantees neither a minimum or a maximum number of calls nor material for this contract. The vendor has requested an adjustment in the rates due to increased fuel cost, insurance cost, and wages. Funding is available in various departmental accounts for this increase.
Questions, discussion?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval as submitted. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same
Thank you.
sign. Dave, I have a question. With these $6 a gallon diesel fuel current rates, do we see any significant impact, short-term, long-term, where we're going with this? Particularly with all the equipment at the landfill that every one of them runs on diesel.
Yeah, it's one of those things, we just take it as it comes. I mean, we prepare our budgets based on, the projected, fuel costs. But, we adjust as we need to throughout the year if we need to add on to the purchase order or subtract from it. But it's just one of those things that you have no control over, so we just deal with it as it comes.
Exactly. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next item under tab 7, MOU between the town of Boonesboro and Clear Spring and the Board of County Commissioners of Washington County. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, Commissioners. Greg Carteret, Director of Permits and Inspections, Code Official. Here today to move for approval to accept the MOUs between the town of Boonesboro and Clear Springs and the Board of County Commissioners. The town of Boonesboro and Clear Springs have asked Washington County to collect the fees conducted by Washington County for the building and trade permits, including excise tax, with an effective date of April 1st, which is tomorrow. Currently, we handle for all municipalities outside of Hagerstown, we handle collecting all the fees And except for Clear Springs and Boonesboro, and they have now approached us and said, hey, can we do it this way? And it would make it consistent with all the other municipalities.
Okay. Any discussion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval as submitted. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, 4-0,
Aye.
I guess.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Greg. Next item under tab 8, District Court of Maryland Commissioner's Office lease. Good morning, Todd.
Good morning, Commissioners. Todd Moserole, Property Administrator, Division of Engineering. Move to approve the proposed intergovernmental lease agreement. The District Court of Maryland Commissioner's Office currently leases 1,572 square feet of office space on county property located at 500 Western Maryland Parkway, Washington County Sheriff's Office Central Booking Facility. Current lease extension terminates on May 31st, 2026. The new term will be for 10 years at a rate of $17.50 per square feet of leased office space per year with an option for one 5-year renewal term at a rate to be determined. Any questions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval as submitted. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item under tab 9 is Governor's Office for Children FY27 Community Partnership Agreement Proposal.
Richard Lush, Grant Manager, Office of Grant Management. You're here today to recommend approval for the submission of the FY 2027 Community Partnership Agreement. Sorry, I have my glasses. From the Governor's Office for Children,
I'll read it. Washington County Office of Grants Management, on behalf of and at the direction of the local Land Management Board, requests approval to submit the Community Partnership Agreement proposal to the Governor's Office of Children for fiscal year 2027 in response to their notice of available funding. The proposal requests funding for 7 programs impacting the well-being of children, youth, and families in Washington County, as well as support for county administrative expenses. The funding requested by the local management board includes the following programmatic strategies and their respective vendors. Family-centered support services through the Department of Social Services for $91,464. School-based mental health services at Brook Lane. Mental health for $283,335. Disconnected youth program at Western Maryland Consortium for $53,480. Youth shelter through Horizon Goodwill, $60,528. Local care team coordinator, KTA advising group for $60,000. Out of school time program, MBA growth partners for $84,259. Youth mentoring through Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Washington County, $24,000. And Office of Grant Management Administration expenses of $159,200. The grant will provide up to $159,200 to the Office of Grant Management for administrative costs of the local management board. Local management board approved the submission of the proposal on March the 20th and recommends acceptance of this award.
thank you.
Motion to approve that award.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second for approval as submitted. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, 4-0. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome.
Next item under tab 10 is Deputy Director of Environmental Programs.
Good morning, Chip Rose, Director of Human Resources. Staff is seeking approval to extend an offer to Alex Reed for position number 1936. This is the Deputy Director of Environmental Programs. The position was advertised as a grade 18, step 1 through 20. Based on his skills and experience, staff recommends the offer should be a grade 18, step 16, at an hourly rate of $65.09.
Motion to approve the hire.
I think I should recuse myself on this, John. I wasn't privy to the information for the hiring.
You weren't for the interview either.
Okay.
I'll second the
Okay.
motion.
We have a motion.
Good call.
We have a motion and a second, ready to vote. All in favor by saying aye.
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 Thank you, Commissioner.
3-0. Thank you. Duly noted that abstained.
On an airplane that day, weren't you? We heard it buzzing over top.
Okay, the next item under tab 11 is Washington County Public Golf Corporation, Black Rock Golf Course Board appointments.
Dawn Marcus, County Clerk. Commissioners, good morning. I have 3 appointments for you on behalf of the Washington County Public Golf Corporation Board. First, I am requesting a motion to reappoint Selena Wilkes to serve a first full 3-year term from February 1st, 2026 through January 31st of 2029. This is not a paid board.
Motion to approve Selena Wilkes.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, 4-0.
In addition, I am requesting a motion to accept the recommendation to appoint John Miller and Tom Clemens to serve first full 3-year terms from April 1st of 2026 through March 31st of 2029.
Motion to approve John Miller and Tom Clemens.
Second?
We have a motion and a second for approval as submitted. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, 4-0.
Thank you.
Okay. Next item under tab 12 is the Electrical Apparatus and Wiring Board of Examiners and Supervisors of Washington County Board appointments.
Dawn Marcus, County Clerk. Commissioners, I have multiple appointments for you on behalf of the Electrical Apparatus and Wiring Board of Examiners and Supervisors of Washington County. First, I am requesting a motion to reappoint Gary Hose as a member representing an electric public utility company doing business in Washington County for a second 2-year term from October 1st of 2025 through September 30th of 2027. This is a paid board.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Okay. Motion and second to approve Gary Hose. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, 4-0.
In addition, I am requesting a motion to reappoint Mark Mummert as a member representing a licensed master electrician to serve a second 2-year term from November 1st of 2025 through October 31st of 2027.
Motion to approve Troy McIntyre, Mark Mummert, I'm sorry.
Okay, we're doing each one individually? Is that?
Yeah.
Do we have a second on that?
Second.
Okay. Motion is second to approve Mark Mummert. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, 4-0.
I am also requesting a motion to reappoint Troy McIntyre as a member representing a licensed master electrician to serve a second 2-year term from October 1st of 2025 through September 30th of 2027.
It's December 1st of 2025.
Okay.
Actually, this one needs to be adjusted from the ARF. So it should be October 1st of 2025 through September 30th of 2027.
Motion to approve is adjusted.
Second?
Okay, motion to approve Troy McIntyre. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, 4-0. Thank you.
I am also requesting a motion to reappoint Terry Molnar as a member representing the Volunteer Fire Company for a second 2-year term from December 1st of 2025 through November 30th of 2027.
Motion?
Motion to reapprove Terry Molnar.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, 4-0. Thank you.
The final recommendation, I am requesting a motion to reappoint Stephen Thomas as a member representing the member-at-large position for a second two-year term from December 1st of 2025 through November 30th of 2027.
Motion to reappoint Stephen Thomas.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for reappointment of Mr. Thomas. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, 4-0. Thank you.
And Dawn, just to clarify, it's very hard to find these people to serve?
Yes, very, very. Now, this board, this is just their second reappointment.
Right.
But it's difficult to find members for the electrical board and also the plumbing board. Very difficult.
They have to have certifications, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, next up is under tab 13 is the Washington County Plumbing and HVAC Board appointments.
Dawn Marcus, County Clerk. Commissioners, I have two reappointments for you. On behalf of the Washington County Plumbing and HVAC Board, I am requesting a motion to reappoint Gary Price as a member representing a master HVAC licensee to serve a fifth three-year term from November 1st of 2024 through October 31st of 2027. The board also requests a waiver of the two-term limit as outlined in Boards and Commissions County Policy PR 22 due to a lack of qualified candidates.
Move to reappoint Gary Price.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to reappoint Mr. Price. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, 4-0.
In addition, I am requesting a motion to reappoint Charlie Semler as a member representing the building industry to serve a sixth three-year term from February 1st of 2025 through January 31st of 2028. The board also requests a waiver of the two-term limit as outlined in the Boards and Commissions County Policy PR 22.
Move to reappoint Charlie Semler.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for reappointment. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, 4-0. Thank you. Next item under tab 14 is the Animal Control Authority of Washington County Board appointments.
Dawn Marcus, County Clerk. Commissioners, I have multiple appointments on behalf of the Animal Control Authority of Washington County. First, I am requesting a motion to reappoint Attorney Travis Poole as a member of the legal profession to a fifth full three-year term from December 1st of 2025 through November 31st of 2028. The board requests a waiver of the two-term limit as outlined in Boards and Commissions County Policy PR 22 due to a lack of qualified candidates. The legal professional is the only paid position on this board.
Motion to approve Travis Poole and for a waiver also. Noted that when I served on that board for several years, it's extremely hard to get a veterinarian. It's extremely hard to get an attorney. So.
Okay. Second. We have a motion and a second for approval as submitted. All in favor by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign, 4-0. Thank you.
I am requesting a motion to appoint Jerry McCarney and Rodney Bergen to serve a first full three-year term as members at large from April 1st of 2026 through March 31st of 2029. These are not paid positions.
Motion to approve.
Okay. We have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second for approval as submitted. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, 4-0. And
The final recommendation, I am requesting a motion to appoint Pat Miller as an alternate member for a first full three-year term from April 1st of 2026 through March 31st of 2029. This is also not a paid position.
Motion to appoint Pat Miller as an alternate.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, ready to vote. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, 4-0. Thank you very much. Flip to tab 15, Washington County Veterans Advisory Committee Bylaws Amendment. Good morning, Aaron.
Dawn Marcus, County Clerk.
Aaron Weiss, Assistant County Attorney.
Commissioners, I am requesting a motion to approve the amendment to the bylaws for the Washington County Veterans Advisory Committee. Committee currently has 5 vacancies and will soon have 2 more vacancies, which leaves 4 members. That number has been updated from the agenda report form. Per the current bylaws, the committee is required to have 51% of their total membership for a quorum, which would be 7 members. It is recommended to amend the bylaws from 11 voting members to 7 voting members to assist the committee with making it more reasonable to attain membership and to meet the quorum at meetings. Legal staff has drafted the amendments and can provide further clarification on the membership changes if you would like.
Just what we've discussed previously, we've amended the membership to require at least 4 members having served in United States military service, no more than 3 members may be non-veterans, and we've also changed the staggering of the terms to make all members participate in 3-year terms because we've reduced that membership.
Okay. Any discussion, any motion?
Motion to accept bylaw changes.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to accept the bylaw changes. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. 4-0. Thank you. Ready to, okay. Next item under tab 16 is ratify amendment to fiscal year 2027 annual transit grant application. Approval to apply for and accept funding as awarded for the annual MDOT MTA grant.
Karsten Arns, Grant Manager, Office of Grant Management.
Good morning, Sean Harbaugh, Transit Director.
On March 24th, 2026, this item was presented to the board for approval in the amount of $1,525,784. The fiscal year 2027 application request, $3,633,688 in state and federal funds from MTA and the Federal Transit Administration to subsidize the transit system at current levels of service. The grant application was submitted on March 27th due to meet grant applications deadlines. We request that you ratify these changes.
Move to ratify the amended amount.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second to approve the amended amount. Ready to vote? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. 4-0. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
With that, I'm going to ask for a motion to go into closed session for the reasons stated.
Motion to go in closed session.
And second.
Okay. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We are now in closed session.